Gary Horner, Erath Vineyards Winery. Originally, Dick Erath came to Oregon back in 1968 with a truckload of grape cuttings from Davis and decided to try many different varieties. He literally risked everything and started planting plants from Pinot Noir to Riesling to Gewürztraminer to many different varieties. And he was one of just a handful of pioneers that came to Oregon at about that time. Well, Dick and his good friend David Lett did an awful lot of research into climate and soils before they moved up here. And the interesting part of that story is all the professors at Davis swore that both of these individuals would fail over time. Dick does not do anything unresearched. They chose the red clay soils of the Dundee Hills due to similarities between this area and the Burgundy region of France. Dick had been to Burgundy, had spoken with many individuals, and picked individual varieties that he felt would do well in this region. Well, with Pinot Noir in the multiple vineyard sites that we buy fruit from or grow fruit on, there are subtle nuances, and it's my job as a winemaker to really magnify those nuances and to work at blending these particular Pinot Noirs together to achieve a style that we're after here. In the early days, you have to remember there were very few vineyards, and people were just in the early stages of learning what different vineyard sites tasted like, what different hillsides, different exposures, different soils would contribute to the wines. Now there are almost 2,000 acres planted here just in the Dundee Hills alone. There are different microclimates. We keep as much separate as we possibly can. Just as an example, right now I'm up to 50 individual lots of Pinot Noir. Historically, the Erath style for Pinot Noir has been really to focus on the pure fruit flavors that are so distinctive in Willamette Valley Pinot Noir. So within the winery, we do everything we can to preserve that and bring that forward in the resultant wine. The style is really what we call a fruit-forward style in terms of the Dundee Hills. That might be red fruits like cherries or raspberries. We try to maintain that in the wine. We also try to keep a very soft style of Pinot Noir, not over-extract the fruit, and minimize the tannic and bitterness that sometimes you can get in Pinot Noir. In addition to Pinot Noir, we produce Pinot Gris and Pinot Blanc. So we're producing all three of the Pinot families. Very small amount of Gewürztraminer, maybe a couple hundred cases, and a little bit of Riesling. Something that St. Michel Wine Estates has brought to Erath is not that we didn't have a focus on quality before, but there's been a magnification of our commitment to quality. That comes to me as a winemaker through improved equipment, a greater budget for finer French oak barrels, and a real commitment to expand our single vineyard selections and what we call estate selection wines right now.